Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as the ceremony will begin shortly. Please be reminded to switch off all mobile devices or put them on silent mode. Please also note that you are required to remain seated throughout the entire ceremony.
Breathe.
Take it one
Small step.
At a time. Congratulations for making it to the finish line.
Or is this the starting line?
So what comes after your degree? You must have so many questions.
Uncertainty about where to go next and who you will become.
so much, you keep going at it, even past graduation.
But sometimes, the answer comes looking for you. Take it from me. The truth is, nobody knows what they're doing at the start. I'm not sure if anyone told you this, but
Every expert was once a beginner.
And what seems like the end of a journey is often the start of life's greatest adventures.
Eventually, you learn to be the voice that guides someone else.
soon, you'll help someone take their first step.
Talking about SMU, do you know why the Lee Ka-shing Library is the tallest building in SMU? Because it has many stories.
At SMU, we don't just graduate.
We grow.
Because learning does not stop with a degree.
It moves, evolves,
And connects us for life.
Over here we have our hotline.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as the ceremony will begin shortly. Please be reminded to switch off all mobile devices or put them on silent mode. Please also note that you are required to remain seated throughout the entire ceremony.
Four years ago, we stepped into SMU with questions and wonder about where we're heading. Today, the answers are clear.
Honestly, it's bittersweet. There's a lot of excitement about what's next, but also the sense of nostalgia that I've been feeling lately. The past 4 years I've spent here have been amazing, honestly.
Relieved, but also kind of weird. Like, it's over already. It's been tough. A lot of late nights, a lot of numbers, a lot of what am I even doing? But I made it, and I guess I'm proud of that.
I know that when I step out into the world, I'm stepping out with so much more than just my degree.
For me, I would say that moment would be when I got to pitch one of my ideas to real investors. So it was actually real people who could make my idea happen. And for me, the best part was that I actually managed to get mentored by one of the top investors. And that was not like just a simple good job hit kind of thing, but actual insights on how to take my business to the next level. And honestly, I think that is easily one of the coolest experiences that I've had at SMU.
This one project where I had to step up as the leader, even though I didn't really want to. I was nervous, second-guessing myself, but my team believed in me. And somehow I pulled through. That was a turning point. It made me realize that even if I don't have all the answers, I can still figure things out. And that experience shaped me into someone who's not afraid to take the lead when it matters.
Definitely the late night brainstorming sessions with my team. We ran on caffeine and pure adrenaline, trying to perfect our pitch deck. It was so stressful, but also some of the best moments because we were all in it together, pushing each other to be better. And those friendships, I think they last way beyond university.
It has to be the time that my friends and I spent hours debating over the best way to solve an economic model. We got so deep into it, we completely lost track of time. And when we finally left, we realized that the sun was about to rise. So it sounds quite nerdy, but in those moments of deep engagement, when you're just in the zone like like-minded people, those are the ones that I'll always remember.
Impact. Because that's what I want to create, whether it's through my career, my relationships, or the way I show up in the world.
Growth, because if there's one thing that I've learned is that I never want to stay in the same place for too long. I want to sort of keep pushing myself, learning new things, and see how far I can go.
Strategy. Because everything in life, just like economics, is about making the right decisions with the information you have.
Steady, because I'll figure things out eventually.
I'd say potential, because after everything SMU has thrown at me, I know I can handle whatever comes next.
Breakthrough, because that's what I'm aiming for, breaking limits, breaking barriers, and creating something truly impactful.
We may be closing a chapter, but our story is just beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. Before the ceremony begins, let us give you a quick overview of this evening's program. We are delighted to have the Dean of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Bert Direk, to start with the opening address. This will then be followed with the welcome remarks by the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs, Professor Pascal Kramer. Thereafter, we'll have a speech by the Valedictorian, and finally, we will then proceed with the moment that I'm sure all of us are waiting for, the presentation of the teaching awards and the business degrees.
We seek your kind understanding and cooperation with a few quick reminders here. Graduates, please return to your seats immediately after you have collected your scrolls. All guests and graduates, kindly remain seated till the end of the ceremony, and please refrain from leaving the ceremony at any point. As the school has engaged professional photographers to take individual and close-up shots of the graduates on stage, do refrain from standing up or walking around to take photographs. Graduates, we also seek your kind cooperation to refrain from taking selfies when on stage. We ask that all attendees maintain a respectful and considerate atmosphere throughout the ceremony. This is a significant milestone for our graduates, and we want to ensure that the event proceeds smoothly and with the dignity it deserves.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join us in welcoming the Grand Processional. Ladies and gentlemen, we would now like to invite you to stand for the national anthem. Thank you, and please take your seats.
Dean Burt, Associate Dean Pascal, distinguished guests, professors, graduates, parents, families, and friends. Good evening and a very warm welcome to Commencement 2025 of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business. My name is Questa.
And my name is Darren.
And
we are both graduates of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, and we are honored to be your MCs this evening.
Sorry, I'm so excited. But standing before our batch of graduates in our graduation gown, I'm still in disbelief that we are finally done and dusted with school.
I know, right? This long and challenging educational journey has certainly stirred a wide range of emotions in me. I can still remember touring the school campus virtually during our formal orientation camp, wondering if I'd actually be able to find my way around school on the very first day. And standing here right now kind of gives me the same chills that I had when I was getting grilled by the year 3s and year 4s during our academic club interviews, which, well, to be honest, I didn't really know what I was saying either.
Well, I'm sure we have all experienced moments of fear and worry throughout our times in SMU. You know, the time where we have the class part, I always remember the nerves I felt before each semester, knowing that I have to prepare myself for these. But I mean, stepping out of our comfort zones were truly not easy, but something we can definitely look back and be proud of.
Yeah, I definitely remember the times when I was wondering if the person sitting behind me was subtly judging me for my class part answers. So thank you to all the profs as well, who credited us even if our comments didn't quite make sense. Apart from our unique pedagogy, do you know what's one thing that I'll really miss?
Tell me about it.
How our campus is so perfectly located in the middle of the city that we could just come to school in our interview attires, leave our bags in school and attend class, and then take a quick bus or MRT ride to the company's office.
You know what, same for me, but I don't use the space so much for the interviews. I use it when I go and hang out with my friends, you know. If you know, you know lah.
Well, I guess we're both making the most out of SMU's central location. But frankly, something that I'll miss even more is how easy it was to grab a cup of coffee with my closest friends from SMU. And personally, some of my most memorable moments in SMU happened over a cup of coffee. Whether it was rushing deadlines in Connects or the LKS project rooms over a cup of kofu or break coffee, to maybe celebrating with a cup of onalu after our finals and celebrations. And for the desperate souls, grabbing a cup from the SOB vending machine when we are struggling to wake up for 8:15 a.m. classes.
Although I'm not so much of a coffee person, I got to agree that there's something I would definitely miss, like bonding with my friends over. And this something is welfare pack. You know, I'm a big fan of welfare pack, and I will miss the time when I bond with my friends when we are collecting our welfares, and even setting my alarm at 11:59 a.m. to ensure I get a slot for the welfare. So truly, like a great shout out, a huge shout out for our SMUs, Musa, SSU, Bondu, oh my God, all the clubs that gave students like myself encouragement and motivation. But you know what, Darren, actually it's all part of our school fees, yeah.
Well, yeah, SMU has definitely given us so many opportunities and welfare to learn and grow that we can definitely be grateful for. From world-class facilities like our investment library, to the Student Wellness Center, or even the Career Center, to multiple opportunities to live abroad on exchange, and for turning us from clueless freshmen struggling in our first presentations into confident speakers and critical thinkers today.
Oh, really? You actually reminded me that we have so many people to thank. Oh my God, I would like to thank my mom, my sister, my aunt, my 3 friends, my grandma.
Okay, this is starting to sound a bit like the Star Awards ceremony. As we step forward, I think it's easy to focus on our careers. But let's not forget the people who have shaped us. The friendships that we've built, the seniors who have guided us, and the juniors who will one day walk the same path.
Exactly. So with the support of our loved ones, our family, and our friends, we are here today as the class of 2025.
So congratulations to the class of 2025. Let's give ourselves a huge round of applause for making it through all the ups and downs. Cheers, everyone! Now, ladies and gentlemen, to start the program, let us welcome the Dean of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Bert Dirac, to start with the opening address. Dean Bert, please.
Graduating class of 2025, welcome. Friends and family, also very much welcome. Fellow faculty, welcome to the commencement ceremony of the SMU Lee Kong Chian School of Business. Really good to see all of you here today. Again, a full house. I don't see an empty seat anywhere. Fantastic. And especially great to see all of your family and friends here to join you to mark this important milestone in your lives. And before I go on, I want to make sure this undoubtedly feels like a formal ceremony, right? You're all in robes, we're all wearing these robes, but feel free to relax and enjoy the occasion. You've all worked really, really hard to get here. And not just you, but also you, family, worked really hard for you to get here. So you've earned this. So feel free to relax, enjoy the occasion, shout if you want to shout. Shout towards your daughter, your sister, your brother, your son. Throw your hat in the air if you want to. Not now, but later on. Throw it in the air, right? Do enjoy it. This looks formal, but it's all your ceremony, okay? So, welcome all, and without further ado, let's get this ceremony started. And I will speak to you again at the end of the proceedings with a few words. But I hereby now declare the SMU LKCSB commencement ceremony officially open, and I will yield the floor to some of my colleagues and some of our students to say a few words before we move on to the official presentation of the degrees. Welcome all.
Thank you, Dean Bert, for your thoughtful and gracious opening remarks. We would now like to invite the Associate Dean of the Undergraduate Programs, Professor Pascal Kramer, for the welcome address.
dear students, or rather, soon-to-be graduates and SMU alumni, dear parents and loved ones, and dear colleagues and friends, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Chian School of Business Undergraduate Commencement Ceremony of 2025. Today is a celebration of your hard work, your resilience, your growth, and your potential. Many of you began your university life with the uncertainties of COVID-19. We heard about the virtual orientation, and stuff was virtual, hybrid, in groups of 5, in groups of 8. It kept changing, seemingly week on week. But you adapted to a new way of living and learning. Now that the world has regained its rhythm, new geopolitical and economical uncertainties are arising. Nevertheless, without wanting to play down the real challenges that are coming your way now and in your lives, I hope that in this moment, not just today, but these few months, the early years of your career, you feel tremendous excitement. Because yes, this is the end of your studies, and studies are wonderful. I don't just say that because I'm a faculty. So it closes a big time, but more importantly, it opens a new one. It's a commencement, it's a beginning. You are stepping into a world that needs your ideas, your energy, and your compassion. While the responsibilities ahead, from which maybe you were shielded by your family around you and your parents, these responsibilities that you're about to take on may seem daunting, whether that's in your careers, communities, or inside your families. But they are also opportunities. Embrace them as opportunities to have a greater say in your life and a greater say in shaping the world that you want to live in. At SMU, we strive to equip you with skills and knowledge, but not just that. Most importantly, nurture you with curiosity that never fades, a drive to lead with integrity, and a deep sense of social responsibility. This is not just our doing, this is your doing. You have built those communities with your peers. You have supported one another in every lecture, late night submission, 2 minutes before the deadline, every team project, or campus event. You grew not just in knowledge, but in character. These are the tools that will help you to succeed, and most importantly, contribute meaningfully to society. On behalf of the faculty who taught you, and the undergraduate staff who guided and supported you to map your courses, organize your events, or solve your last-minute admin woes, I want to say congratulations. We look forward to hearing about your adventures, your successes, but also maybe your struggles. Those too are part of your growth. We hope you'll stay connected with SMU and one day return to campus. Very soon as alumni, maybe as guest lecturers, and the one that I'm really waiting for, though I won't be around to see it, as proud parents sitting in the audience when your children graduate from SMU. Enjoy this ceremony. Take pride in what you've achieved. And as you walk across the stage, in full sight of your family and the cameras, enjoy your moment in the sun. And know that you carry with you not only a degree, but the hopes and wishes of all of us who had the joy of accompanying you throughout your journey at SMU. Congratulations, class of 2025, and welcome to the next chapter of your life.
Thank you, Prof. Pascal, for your inspiring speech.
The next person coming on stage is someone whom I've personally known since our time in junior college. He's the man who has tried to do it all, from representing SMU for national track and field events to completing his exchange program at the Wharton Business School. He has also shown exceptional dedication to sustainable finance and the clean energy transition across various platforms, such as the Prime Minister's Office and the Bank of America, where he analyzed climate tech investments and worked on project financing for renewable assets. I'm sure we might all be familiar with our Bondu president.
Well, without further ado then, we are pleased to invite this year's recipient of the Kwek Hong Peng SMU Lee Kong Chian School of Business Valedictorian Award, Ron To, to deliver his valedictorian speech. Ron, please.
Good evening, Professor Bert Dirick, Dean of the Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Professor Pascal Kramer, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Program, esteemed faculty, fellow graduates, family and friends. I am honored to be with you here today as we graduate as Lee Kong Chian School of Business, Class of 2025. To my fellow graduates, I feel proud being here with you today. You humble me with the different ways that you choose to contribute in your respective fields. You've all worked hard, chased different dreams and paths, so I feel in no way qualified to give you unsolicited advice today. Allow me instead to spare the next few moments to share a couple of lessons that I've learned during my time sharing our seminar rooms, libraries, and concourse together. One's about chasing what lasts, and the other one's about having courage. The first lesson is about chasing what lasts. I spent most of my youth chasing straight A's. I never considered myself to be the smartest or the most capable, so I had one rule, and that was to outwork everyone. To a certain extent, I think that we are all chasers in some ways. But through experience and reflection, I've learned something important. I've learned that the glory of accolades and the pride of holding a title, it will always eventually fade away. Instead, what truly stayed with me the past few years was the quiet fulfillment of having played a small part in someone else's success story. I spent most of my university as a student leader, where I work with fellow students in planning events, from social events to networking nights and welfare drives. Looking back, I feel less proud about how successful many of these events were. Rather, what left the greatest impact on me was witnessing how small acts enabled the individuals on my team to learn and grow. They weren't perfect, neither was I. Frankly, no one is, but that's okay. Because relationships, they can get messy. But choosing to look after your relationships will offer you something magical, something lasting. It will give you an opportunity to help others learn and grow, and for you to take responsibility. Being part of someone else's story is the kind of success that doesn't show up in awards, but it's the kind that will stay with you forever. The second lesson is about having courage. There are fundamentals of Business 101, and there are conventional interpretations of success. But throughout the past 4 years, I've learned that you do not have to be on a linear graph to belong to any profession. During my university journey, I found fulfillment in contributing to my community, mentoring juniors, supporting professors in their research, and even spending a semester abroad at my dream school. Many of these decisions were terrifying, scary, and risky. But throughout this journey, I've learned something important. I've learned that the starting point of creating a life that is truly yours is to have the courage to take risk. Risk the judgment of other people, risk the expectations of friends and family, risk failure and everyone knowing about it. And I say this today of all days, not to spotlight the journey that I've chosen, but to remind us that we get one life, so do it all. I'll close. We are here today in part due to the tremendous support given to us by those who have loved and believed in us. To our parents, in enabling us to be ourselves, you've been quietly letting us go. Despite knowing that every step forward we took as part of growing up was a step away from you, you still did it. And there's a kind of strength in that. So thank you for your patience, thank you for your sacrifices, and thank you for doing what God alone could perfectly show, that selfhood begins with a walking away, and love starts with the letting go. Finally, it is my privilege to make a very special announcement. I'm sure that my fellow graduates would agree that we owe a heartfelt thanks to our professors. We would have not reached this important milestone without their unwavering dedication and hard work. They have guided, supported, and inspired us throughout this journey, and we are deeply grateful for them. In that spirit, the Lee Kong Chian School of Business invited students to vote for the most outstanding faculty members. It was no easy task, and each one is a winner in their own right. However, as with all awards, only one winner can be named in each category. May I now invite Dean Burt on stage to present the following teaching award. Dean Burt, please. We would like to present the BBM Best Instructor Award, and this goes to Assistant Professor Sung Jong Ro. Thank you, Dean Burt, and congratulations, Prof. Sung Jong Ro.
Thank you, Dean Burt and Ron. We would now like to invite Dean Burt to remain on stage to present the various degrees.
Before we begin, may we remind graduates to return to your seats immediately after receiving your degrees and to remain seated till the end of the ceremony.
Parents and friends, once again, please refrain from taking photographs with your personal cameras. Graduates, we also seek your kind cooperation to refrain from taking selfies on the stage.
Now, we would like to start with the presentation of several prestigious SMU and Lee Kong Chian School of Business awards, followed by the presentation of the Bachelor of Business Management degrees.
We will now present the degree to the Bachelor of Business Management. Ong Enzo. Enzo is also the winner of the SMU Valedictorian Award. Sui Si Min, winner of the Ho Kwon Ping Circus Award. Darren Xiao Rachel, winner of the APL Best Final Year Business Student Award. Oh Jun Yi Brian. Ong Bin Hui. Ong Chong Lin. Ong Tran E. Lucas. Ong Hao Jian Shannon. Ong Hui Min. Ong Bu Jun. Ong Mei Tin Shali. Ong Shi Long Jordan. Ong Si Ni. Ong Tong Chun. Chen Pei Yun Questa. Ong Yen Fei Valerie. Ong Yi Lin. Ong Zhi Wen. Un Jia Nin. Pan Jue Peng Yeshe. Pang Li An. Pang Min Yu Ailis. Pang Wei Lin Trisha. Patel Sakshi. Patrick Eaton Momongan Manedondo. Patan Gaushan Fatima. Paul Hui Sun. Pei JRE. Paul Tan Jingya. Pei Chun Long. Pek Yen Ting Priscilla. Petra Po Pei En. Phaedra Tan. Pang Kai Shi. Po Jingting. Po Jingwen. Kun Kun Gi. Pranav Krishna Pasat. Priti Chitan Mehta. Priyan Tulawa Shin Charon. Premkumar Srivalandraj. Priscilla Loa Si Ying. Priscilla Pang Kai Wen. Priscilla Tan Roting. Pritibi Sharma Sydney. Kwek Si Min. Rochelle Leong Furong. Rachel Reti Castaneda. Rachel Sel In Xuan. Rachel Tan. Rachel Yap Jia Yu. Rian Lee. Ray N Ho. Rina Tan Min Eun. Raghav Maheswari. Rina Lim Eun Thi. Ray Lim Reti. Regine Ao Chi In. Regine Ng Hui In. Ren Ying Jie. Ria Faith Kalono Molas. Rifka Julianti binti Abdul Rahman Bahajat. Robin Lam Yi Feng. Rochelle Tae Eun Sin. Ryan Kang Bin Hui. Ryan Lee Sheng Wei. Ryan Sim Tian Le. Ryan Tam Zhen Jie. Ryan Yo Yuan Zhen. Rian Chua. Sakshi Jalan. Sakshi Ved Paras Kumar. Sally Somo. Samantha Che Hui Zi. Samuel. Samuel Chu Sheng Wen. Samuel Heng Jin Hao. Samuel Oscar Bielano. Sandra Tan Shi Hui. Sana Khan. Sarah Lam Simboy. Sarah Tan Choyen. Satyavagi Swaran Swana, double degree in Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelors of Social Science. Xia Yi Ling. Xia Yongxuan Constance. C. Stephanie. C. To Ting Yu. C. Bung Peng. Xiu Xiaoting. Xiao Jia Hao. Xiao Jiahui Letitia. 肖思明、Shania Putri Tiosana, Shanice Evelina, Shanice Tan Si-hui, Shana Mei Xiao Jie-xin, Shansa Besnet, Shama Neha Vinod, Sean Chua Zheng Da, Shelton Hazel, Shen Xin-zhi, double degree in Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelors of Accountancy. Shereen Nathaniel Soya, Shamin Go Jiaqi, Shamin Lim Xuanhui, Cheryl Chan Jiayuan, Cheryl Lim Sin Yi, Shi Yuan, CD Rajesh Bora, Sim Hin Jun Brian, Sim Hui Chin, Sim Hui Cheng Julia, Sim Li Xuan, double degree in Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelors of Accountancy. Sim Mei T Laura, Sim Wenshi Anika, Xin Jia Xin, Sito Eugene, Sneha Handa. Sofia Emmanuel Laranan Kadelara. So Kerwin Sarah. So May In Jolin. So Si In Claudia. So Sin Yi. So Wan Ting. Sok Moon Tin. Sonia Lim. Su Yong Wei. Stella Xia Hui Min. Su Le Xian Isabel. Susan Zhou Yixuan Yimon. Sonatpo Saka. Saiza binti Abdul Rahim. Tai In E. Clarice. Tai In Hui Vanessa. Takabayashi Miyo. Tan Chongtia Maximus. Tan Tzu Rei. Tan Jiamin. Tan Li Tian Cheryl. Tan Li Rong. Tan Li Wen. Tan Ling. Tan Miao Sin Alicia. Tan Ming Jia. Tan Po Ling. Tan Chi Jing. Tan Wan Yun. Tan Wei Hao Marcus. Tan Wei Yang. Tan Wei Yu Stephanie. Tan Wen Aaron Shane. Tan Xiang Yi Regine. Tan Xiaoqing Rylin. Tan Sin Le Cinder. Tan Xuan Min. Tan Yen Tong. Tan Yi Tong Jervis. Tan Yong Hui. Tan Zhao Fei. Tang Jia Lu. Tang Wei Teng Marcus. Tang Xin Ru. Tanya Jura Marin Erika Ting. Tesmin Tan Zhe Sin. Tay Shavi. Tay Hui Rong. Tay Jun Wen Din. Tay Ming Shun Elliot. 思怡 Chloe, Tay Ting Hui, Tay Xin Jie, Tay Yong Feng Scott, Tay Chua Eun Joanna, Tung Hui Sin Janessa, Tung Wei Jie, Teo Chin E Clara, Teo Jun Kai Lai Long, Tam Hui Si Andrea, Tam Shen Le, Tang Yong Chen, Titaya Hompipak Pong, Tong Wen Yen, Tian Chongzhi, Tiffany Chan J.E., Tiffany Fong Jiahui, Timothy Bei Wei Xiang, Timothy Ku Teng Yen, To Shi Ti Carissa, Tok Ding E Jeremiah, Tok Wei Chen, Tra Bibi, Trinity Marie Wright, Triana Elisa Lawrence, Chai Li Xuan Ruben. Sai Nian Wei. Shin Chi Yi Sally. Tai Sung Ng Jen Hao. Umar Maheswari Santaram. Usa Kapoor. Valerie Kwek Lee Yi. Vasha Krishnan Kumar. Vedanshi Bihani. Vedant Kapoor. Venosha, daughter of Amba Arasan. Venus Tan Yi Chen. Victoria Lam Siu Yi. Vidit Agarwal. Vinod Pillai, son of Lechumanan. Vito Alejandro Ayaye Martin. Vito Antonio Judy Suter. Wan Yuhan. Wang Zhen. Wee Hui En Rochelle. Wee Jiamin. Wee Pui Chong. Wee Yu Lin. Wee Yu Tin Renee. 委员会 William Chandra Cristano, Wong Bun Chong Joshua, Wong Junlin Daryl, Wong Kai Ning, Wong Shi Ting, Wong Ziqin Claire, Wong Wei Sin Andy, Wong Wenhui Cheryl, Wong Sin Long Darren, Wong Yan Yi Samantha, Wong Yi Liang Anson, Woon Yu Kiat Xavier, Wu Yu Hong, Woon Shu T Natalie, Xavier Teo Wei Sheng, Yana Buria, Yaha Vasudev Bandan, Yan Jiaqi, Yan Min Yi Christelle, Yang Jia Jun Janelle, Yep Siu Hui Selin, Yashvi Makharia, Ye Eun Megan, 易凯文、Young Chin Min Terry、尤俊文 Max、尤凯文、尤 King Shen、尤思敏、尤维尼 double degree in Bachelor's of Science Information System and Bachelor's of Business Management. Yo Wen E. Megan. Yo Zhinin. Yo Zhiyu Joel. Yao Mingjie. Yu Jingzhen. Yip Sin Hong Kaiser. Yong Jie Xiong. Yosela Winslet. Yao Shiting. Yuan Ho Hin. Zhang Yi. Zhen Liu Yisheng. Zhang Qingrui. Zhou Yue. Zhuo Yanen.
Thank you, Dean Burt. May we invite you to remain on stage to close this ceremony. Dean Burt, please.
Rock, paper, scissors, really? Class of 2025, you've done it. Yeah? very, very special moment. You've now completed officially your degree with us, and that means you're not one of our students anymore, but you are now one of our alumni. And that, of course, you will be for the rest of your life, like it or not, right? Can't get away from that. And you know, every graduating class has some characteristic, some distinguishing characteristic that distinguishes it from other graduating classes, and something that we use to refer to you or by which we remember you. And in your case, it's actually pretty easy, because I will always remember your year because you started at the same time as I did 4 years ago here at SMU. And yeah. Now, it wasn't the usual start, as you will remember, and normally I come and introduce myself and talk to you, but I couldn't actually do that back then because things were not back to normal yet. And I know that quite a few of you actually started the year before, when the pandemic first hit. So very, very different times compared to today. But whether it was 4 or 5 years ago, your first years or months here at SMU were definitely not business as usual, and neither were mine, right? But somehow we made it through, and now I'm glad I can be here with you, and especially, of course, with your friends and family, something we should never take for granted. And it's important to recognize the people who have supported you through all this. So let us take a moment, a serious moment, to thank everyone who has helped you to get to this point. In particular, I'm thinking about your family, your parents, your siblings, significant others, closest friends. So, class of 2025, could you do me a favor and stand up for a moment? Stand up and turn around and face your family and friends and give them a fantastic round of applause. Thank you. They really deserve this. And I know it's been a long and tough few years for you all, but I hope that you are graduating here today a very different person to the one you were 4 or 5 years ago when you first came here and logged on to our freshman orientation program. Remember? I always say that here at SMU, we're not in the education business, we're in the transformation business. And you might not fully realize it yourself, but I'm sure that you are all very different people compared to who you were 4 or 5 years ago. But if you think that your education or your transformation is over now, no, of course not. It will continue, right, for the rest of your lives also. But don't worry, we, SMU, will be here to help you, to support you. In any way we can. We will invite you back to the school when you want to learn about the latest developments in your area you're working in, or you want to move to a new area, you want to learn something about that, or you can come back and do a master's degree with us. We have some really good master's degrees. Seriously, check them out. Come next year, okay? But I also hope that you will graduate with memories that will also last with you forever. And in my career, I've had the pleasure and the privilege to preside over literally thousands of students who graduated and have gone and lived, successful and happy lives. But when I speak to them after they graduate, a couple of years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, they always tell me the same thing. The university years were the best years of their life. I'm sure it will be the same for you. It's a bit depressing because they're behind you, but you will say the same thing, right? But why is that? Why do people say this? Is it because the things my colleagues here taught you? I doubt it, right? Is it because you're in the best university in the world, which you are? Probably not. The best business school in the world? Again, yes, but no. So what is it? Oh, you're in the best country and city in the world. Surely that's it. Well, true, but probably that's not the reason either, right? The reason why it's always the best time of your life is because of the people you met, right? Friends, acquaintances who have become friends for life, and that's the important bit, right? So on that note, I would like to welcome you all into our SMU alumni family. So you're no longer just a member of your class now, no, you're a member of a much bigger group of alumni, a large group of exceptional people going back more than 20 years now. So you'll be surprised. Wherever you go in your professional life, you will find our alumni everywhere. And these are friends who can open doors and help you, give you advice, give you support. And similarly, I hope you will do the same to other alumni, to current students, and to future students as well. So, if you don't mind, there's 4 things I would like to ask you to do. 4 favors, right? The first thing I'd like you to do is keep up. For instance, follow SMU alumni, social media, things like that. But also let us know of important changes in your life, professionally, but also personally, right? Keep up, let us know, and follow us. Second is show up. Come to alumni events, come to campus. Even if there's nothing going on, just drop by, right? It's an open campus, you're welcome any day, right? Third, step up. Try and also give your time. For instance, mentoring some students, hosting internships, right? Try and work with some of our current students, future students. And finally, maybe a little bit later on, lift up. We always have students who struggle, for instance, financially. You can help them later on as well. So remember, right? Keep up, show up, step up, and lift up. Can you do that? All four? It's not about choosing. All four? Promise? Yes, they're saying yes. Okay. And this is being recorded, right? So, as you leave us, of course, don't forget about us, okay? It's always been one of my great joys in my career to meet alumni years down the line after they graduate, to witness how they've changed, how they've grown, the stories they have, but also stories about how they remain connected with their classmates, how they sometimes remain connected with my colleagues as well, which is amazing, and how these connections and the knowledge they have gained really put them on track for a successful and happy life, right? So I wish you good fortune as you begin your next adventures. And please know that we will be always rooting for you to become successful. And when I say successful, I don't just mean personal success. I don't even mean professional success. I mean, hopefully, you'll be able to make a difference in this world. And if you can do that, you will make us here at SMU very, very proud. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Dean Burt. Dear professors, guests, graduates, family, and friends, thank you for coming down today to share this important milestone in our lives.
And now, let us all move our tassels from the right to the left as a sign that we have all graduated.
And once again, our heartiest congratulations to the class of 2025.
Congratulations! Now formally declare this ceremony closed. May we request for everyone to remain seated so as to enable the faculty to leave the hall first.
And now, may we invite Dean Burt to lead the grand recessional. Dean Burt, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, please follow the directives of the ushers to leave the hall. Once again, sorry. Please remain seated and listen to the instructions of our ushers. So excited. Ladies and gentlemen, please leave the hall and follow the directives of the ushers to leave the hall. Once again, my name is Questa.
And my name is Darren. And it has been our pleasure to be your MC this evening. Thank you.